move on, and some dude had a long time. He shot a ton of rounds at his plate, and he just
Yeah, he
didn't give
did.
up. Yeah.
Tough for him. All right, welcome to the Practical Pistol Show. My name is Ben Steger. I'm here to answer your shooting questions. Joining me today from Georgia, producer Candice.
Cool intro here.
Whatever. And from Kansas City, Mr. Matt Hopkins.
Hi, everybody.
You look like $1,000,000, Matt. I
Thanks.
love the headphones. They're excellent.
Awesome.
All right. To get things teed up today, we've got a discussion topic from an article posted on Modern Service Weapons called When 22 Splits Aren't Fast Enough. It's not a very long article, but there's lots of really interesting things in it about using a timer, whether, I guess if this is interesting to you, whether a VP9 is better than a SIG 320, whatever. Lots of interesting things in this article. Hopkins, what did you think about it?
I don't know. I mean, like I read it.
Boom!
Nothing
Thanks,
really
buddy.
stood out to me on it. The guy shoots a gun, he does dry fire, and then he realizes it doesn't work for him. Now he's not going to do the timer in dry fire or something. I don't know.
What about you, Candice?
All
I
right.
think you've got a lot of interesting tidbits.
Oh yeah, because I thought it was funny. He opens up saying that he is evaluating a HK VP9 that was done up by Grey Guns Inc. And
Why is that funny?
It's funny because he was getting .22 splits on, and his accuracy was falling apart. And then he had a P320 stock carry that was giving him .16 to .18 splits. So the Grey Guns VP9 is not as good for him as a stock P320.
Could that be the new girlfriend syndrome, though? Like you have your
I'm
old
sorry,
one for a
maybe
while?
I should explain this. New girlfriend syndrome is a theory that I've advanced about guns. Because when you get a new girlfriend, God, I hope Keita's not listening. Shit. All right, so when you get a new girlfriend, it's fucking awesome, right? And then after a while, you're like, it's not as awesome because you realized you were just excited that you had something new. I think getting a new gun, you get some new girlfriend syndrome going on a lot of the time.
Isn't that
So-
the point of buying a new gun?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel
The
like
infatuation.
for me, having a gun, like a specific platform, is more of a commitment than a girlfriend,
Oh, platform.
right?
Like a weapon system?
Yeah, exactly. No, because you're going to buy two of them. You're going to buy
Right.
two of those damn things.
Redundant
At
platform.
least, yes, at least two of them, holsters, magazines, all this stuff. I mean, that's a big commitment.
Yeah,
I mean,
you'd never do that for a woman, right? I never would either, right?
No, I mean, like, you can get rid of your girlfriend in like 30 seconds if you really have to, as long as you don't live with her. That's all I'm saying.
You see this common, though, with the guys that go from Glocks to STI on the forums, right? So
Yeah.
they shoot Glocks for a while, then they get an STI, then they practice a little with it, and then their skill advances, right?
Because they're practicing and paying
Because they're
attention.
practicing
Yes, exactly.
and paying attention.
So he had to pick up a new gun. He started practicing with it more. His skill advanced. He shot better, right?
No, the problem is that he went to the VP9 after the 320 and wasn't as good with it.
Well, what I like is that both of you read the examples, which was the guys talking about VP9s, gray guns, P320s. It seems like he's talking about how many rounds is important to put into bad guys and split speed, and those are just examples. But the point is, it comes in the third paragraph. You didn't have to
Right.
read that far into it. The timer is a great training tool. It's a must for anyone who's serious about training because it's so versatile. You can do drills in dry fire with a timer by setting par times, and it measures your performance on the draw, shot-to-shot reloads, many other time functions, invaluable, but there's too much of a good thing. The timer can be the devil's box. And even though the guy's talking about VP9s, 320s, gray guns, and face shooting, none of these things are things that I give a shit about. He's making a very valuable point, which is the timer can be problematic. It can build bad habits. And this is why I believe I took your timer, Candice. You're not allowed to have it anymore.
No, can't
really took the
can't
time.
use it.
Right. So I think this guy's making a great point, which is like sometimes the timer needs to go away. It's the same way if somebody was like, hey, I need to shoot points. Points are really important. and all they do is shoot points all day long, but they're way too slow. Sometimes you'd go to that person and be like, we're going to essentially take the target out of the equation, and we're not going to give a shit about accuracy for a while, so you can make a step forward with your shooting. Which I think I don't care for how this person. I mean, he thinks this is not a competition shooting sort of deal. This website, and that's fine. But I really like the point he made, which is sometimes you got to say fuck timers. And Candice taking your timer away was really good for you.
Yeah, I got so much faster.
When the timer got taken away?
Yeah, I did. I could focus more on the form than the
well, I took it away a few months ago, anticipating it'd be problematic for you to continue training the way you were, right?
I think so.
And I'm not wrong about that.
No, I immediately started doing a lot more stages and a lot more kind of skills that were more complex than simply hitting a time drill.
Yeah.
And that was incredibly fun compared to the previous drone kind of work.
Well, that and you haven't
just doing stand and shoot before that, or
mostly stand and shoot, yeah, because I thought that's what it takes to get to be a GM, right? You got to hit these time marks, right?
That's true, right?
Yeah, but I was going about it all retarded.
That's true. Candice is a retard. All right. The face she's making so funny. Okay. All right. Anything else to say about this article, anyone?
No. Jerry Jones wrote it, and Grey Gun's VP9s are no good. Okay.
Well,
sorry.
Well, it's like respect to Bruce Gray, but I don't know that he's gonna fix that thing. Hey, how would you like an HK that's even more expensive? The Grey Gun's VP9.
That's really the problem with that gun, is it's too cheap. All right, do we want to do some questions?
Shit, yeah, hit them.
All right, so someone has a question that's when to say screw it and move on. There was a dude in my squad a couple months back that had the toughest time hitting a steel plate, and he spent like 15 rounds and 20 seconds on a single steel plate before hitting it and moving on. Do you have a good rule of thumb for new shooters coming into this situation? After how long or how many shots would be a wise decision for one to just take the miss and move on?
I think the right number is 4. No.
4. You just said 4.
Maybe 5, depending on what gun you shoot.
4, maybe 5.
No.
Seconds? Shots?
Shots, yeah, shots.
Yeah, okay.
No, I don't know if there's a right number. I mean, to be honest, if you look at the math...
If it's an activator, I think you better hit it.
Yeah, you gotta hit those. But you gotta hit everything, right? But if your skill level's not to where you can actually hit it, I don't know. You have an opinion, Ben? I mean...
Come on, man. You must have an opinion. You're talking.
There's like some math you could probably figure out where the time cost of the mic...
What would the point be? If somebody cannot...
No, they don't want to let that plate win.
I mean, if we're talking about the dude who can't hit a plate in 15 rounds or whatever, that score is not relevant for that person. He's not winning anything. You know what I mean? So I think it more becomes a question of that person's frustration level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you might want to talk about it before the stage and be like, look, just take a couple shots at that little fucker out there and then just leave it if it doesn't go down. Or maybe I'd say, just shoot everything you have ammo for. When you run out of ammo, you're done. I can tell you the rule for me is I'm more than likely not going to do a standing reload. So if I'm shooting at a plate until I'm out of ammo, I'm going to leave. That'd be the rule for me. But for some new person, you got to. It's about that individual, and it's more about making sure they have fun. It's not about their score. Their scores, if that's the person we're talking about, their score is not relevant. You just want them to have fun, and that's kind of up to them. Right?
I think his question, though, is not just the new person. Well, I mean, not just having fun, but is there? I guess there is no general rule of thumb. Take 2 shots, leave.
No, there is no rule of thumb. I could make one up if it'd make you feel good, but that would just be arbitrary.
It's not my question.
Right. You don't need to do scoring math about it because we're talking about the difference between finishing at 22% in the match and finishing at 18%. It doesn't fucking matter, right?
Wow.
Not to be a dick, but that's not where that person is at this point. So whatever. Just have go out and try your best and have fun, kids. I guess.
Okay. Okay. Ready to move on to the next one?
Yeah. Next question.
All right. Next question. I'm shooting more big matches this year than I have in the past. How much emphasis do the seasoned shooters put on the stage descriptions that are released in advance? Do you study them and make plans, or simply glance at them and obtain a round count to remember?
I do.
Your question for
neither. I do neither. But anyway, yes, Hopkins.
Yeah,
go.
that's.
I don't even look. I look at the start positions. That's it. And number of rounds.
You have changed then, my son.
Me?
Oh yeah, I have a memory. I remember Ben talking about you calling him on the phone.
You're thinking of Tim. You're thinking of Tim.
Myers.
Oh, is that Timmy?
That is Tim.
Well,
He
Timmy's a
still
retard,
does it.
man.
He does it to me too.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair to Tim and how retarded he really is, he's called me when he was in A class and he was when he was the A class heat. He's like, I'm going to the Texas Open. Who's the heat in A class? And I'm like, I don't know about the A class heat 1,300 miles from where I live, dude. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you.
You have failed.
I'm sorry. But anyway, yes, Matt, you look at the start positions.
I look at the start positions.
Yeah.
If anything's real crazy, you should probably practice that. But you're already doing it usually if you dry fire at all. Unless you're laying down on your back or something crazy like that. How often do you do that?
Do I lay on my back?
Yeah, and get up to
I
start.
sleep on my back.
And then you start a stage.
To start stages. I don't know. Not that often. I'm with you, Matt. I look at start positions occasionally. I've become less and less interested in stage diagrams before major matches. I mean, I would every year I'm less and less interested in that shit. It doesn't really matter. You just kind of look. Yeah, I agree. Start positions you kind of look at maybe if there's all your mags on the table, sort of a thing, or if there's a really crazy looking moving target, or I don't know if there's anything.
That's a crazy double swinger with all kinds of crap all over it.
What are you going to do for that?
Yeah, you're not going to do anything.
You can set it up.
You're just going to.
How?
No, you can't. It'll never look the same. You can't set it up.
Okay, fine.
You can never set it up because it might on a diagram it'll be a double swinger and it looks like two head box only things on the same.
It doesn't
swinger,
end up that way. Yeah.
It never ends up looking that way.
Well,
But
my experience at Florida Open was the diagrams prepared me for some of the challenges. In general, there was no weird start position that wasn't covered, but the stages looked almost nothing like the diagrams. The targets were not the same. The round counts were the same, but they were totally different targets.
Like the fixating on the diagrams in that situation would have been negative.
Right.
It would have been counterproductive.
But I did know to focus on a low port and some other stuff like that. So that actually was very helpful.
All right. Yeah. So no, I don't even. I'll be honest. I don't even look at round count.
You don't.
I don't care. What does it matter?
I wanted to look at the round count. How much ammo to bring? Yeah.
I ask you, and you tell me. That's actually what it is. Isn't that what I do?
That's how this marriage works.
Yeah, you have before, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have how much ammo do I bring? And you're like,
bring a can.
God damn it, dude. What? Just tell me.
So here's my after question on that. Why do these newer shooters tend to emphasize this?
Because it's you're pre-gaming it, right? It's
because they don't feel in control and they want to seize control.
Well, then it's I mean, if it's just like anything else. People are talking about it or kind of trying to get some insight into the match before they go. So then the diagrams come out, and that's really all the information you have. That's all. So you want that to be meaningful in some way, But the truth is, it's not really.
I actually talked to people that had been to previous Florida Opens, and that was more useful than the diagrams. Because they're like, this match is like this, practice stuff like this, and they were completely right.
Did you actually look at video also on YouTube?
Yep.
Okay. I've done that before. If I'm not familiar with the range or anything. I'll actually watch YouTube.
Yeah,
with some
I didn't
layout.
practice getting blinded enough, but I should have. And
Like, I'll look at the range floor also. That's kind of an important thing.
yeah, the surface.
You know what you have to pack.
Yeah, well, I just took both pairs of my gay Salomons, so I knew what I needed.
Yeah, I haven't pointed out the cost for those yet.
$50, dude. You don't care about the color? Go on Amazon. Get the
He cares
pink ones.
about the color.
Get the pink ones.
He
Are they
cares
black?
about the
It'll
color.
be cute. You'll look
Are they
cute in them.
black?
I need black
Oh
too.
Jesus, $150 then.
Oh, no way.
No go, Candice. It's a
Okay.
no-go.
Well, anyway. All
Yeah.
right. Well, that was the question then.
Oh,
Ben,
that
are you
was-
going to do anything special for the IPSC matches you're going to shoot this year? On stage diagrams and stuff?
Oh.
Because they're IPSC matches, or?
no.
Alright, I was just making sure. Just
I
wondering.
got a question about IPSC then. How do you bone up on the rules for IPSC? Because
You're stupid.
okay, that's good.
What do you mean? How do you bone up?
I mean, is there like? Never mind. I'll ask you later. No, I mean it's just an interesting thing to me because how
They're not that
the-
much different.
are they really not?
Well, I mean,
There's certain things you have to know, like you can't
There's-
dry fire your gun,
yeah,
stuff like
the
that.
make ready's different. You can't run around outside of fault lines.
Okay.
You know, there's really not many differences.
That's the
Alright.
two key ones, right?
Yeah,
Well,
those are the big ones right there. That
Well,
you
then
need to
why
know.
would Matt ask you if you're going to study differently? I mean, what's to study that's different?
Because you don't get a walkthrough. You get
Oh, so the diagram could be more important.
It could be, but
could be, but like again, it isn't really. What I found is kind of the flavor of IPSC is that you don't spend much time pasting and resetting, so you can stand, behind a stage that you haven't shot yet and just watch it get shot.
Oh,
And-
they'll let you do that?
yeah.
Well, they can't stop you, I guess.
No, well, because you don't. Most big IPSC matches, you're not going to be pasting yourself, so they don't really give a
Not
shit.
at all, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This sounds baller.
No, it's incredibly boring. After like the fourth day, you get so bored you want to read a book in between.
I could do that too.
All right.
All right.
Good. Well, that's enough of this shit show. If you can hit Candice up on Facebook or on the YouTube channel. Hopkins, find him on Facebook. If you want to get with me, benstegger.com. If you'd like to email Tim to ask him who the A-class heat is, go over to bensteggerproshop.com.
He doesn't need to worry about that now. He's a big-time GM. GM heat.
If you want to know who the GM heat is, email Tim.